Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between FnaticRC.ToD and Liquid Zenio. It is a ZVP on Cloud Kingdom, and on Cloud Kingdom, Protoss generally won't do any sort of timing attacks designed to kill a Zerg player, just some type of timing attack designed to give them map control so they can easily go up on this third base. It is very hard for the Zerg player to deny the third, so as long as the Protoss has some sort of map presence, they will take the third base and be very happy with that. Additionally, it is not too hard to go up on a fourth and fifth base on this map as Protoss. For the Zerg, it can be a little bit difficult. We will see ToD throw down the pylon. Looks like he wants to go for Forge, Phas Expand. And now the question is, does he want to go for Nexus first or Forge first? And we will see exactly what he ends up doing. He is scouting at 9, so he can get up into Zenio's base before he would have to build anything. So you can see exactly what Zenio is doing. Of course, if Zenio went for like a hatch first, then you would have ToD go for a Nexus first and then a Gateway first. Well, Gateway second, and get a Forge while his Gateway's building, and that is so good for the Protoss player, just because it allows their Warp Gate timing to be even earlier. They can finish that around 6:45 and make a huge headache for the Zerg. We do have the probe just doing a little bit of harassment, try and break up all the mining pairs. You can see only going on the close mineral patches, kind of ignoring this far one right here. Just again wants to deny it at these far ones. Very minimal amount of damage. You can see this one patch not being mined. Instead, there's a duo on this patch. And we will have Zenio's Overlords moving out. And I'm kind of curious how Zenio does place his Overlords. You can place one right here and see when the Protoss decides to move out. Additionally, you can go in the back immediately to see when the Protoss ends up taking gas. And with 2 Overlords moving out, I believe he's going to be placing one Overlord back here and then one up here on this little cliff. We'll see exactly where his Overlords do end up going. His other thing is just leaving this one on the cliff because he can kind of get to see the gases. So most likely he'll be doing that. I forgot all about, well, how close this ledge is to the gases. And this Overlord is going to be going in down here to later suicide his way in the base. And also make sure ToD does take both of these gases when he ends up taking this. Just not do any of those tricks. Pylon is going to be placed by ToD. We have a few links coming out to deny that. And Zenio will be taking his first base at 21 supply. We'll see when he ends up taking the third. You can see the probe immediately goes over to the third base just in case Zenio wanted to take that. And the first Overlord is going to be coming in. The cannon does finish. And it looks like ToD went for a Forge, then a cannon. So this Warp Gate research will be done around 7:20, 7:30. And still hasn't taken any gas yet. There we go. Both gases going down right at the 4:10 minute mark, and the main base, the natural, just about finished. We do have the Nexus ahead of the hatch by about 25 seconds. Probe is still just going around, just scouting around, sees this one Overlord, and will be coming in. This will be the delayed scout by ToD, designed to see, okay, have you taken your gases yet? That is the main thing ToD wants to look in, because if the gases aren't taken, then ToD knows, okay, your lair is going to be delayed and you're not putting any pressure on, and it looks like ToD just wanted to make sure that one base was being down, didn't want to worry about this gas. If the probe decided to go up here, not seeing the gas at the 5-10 minute mark would be kind of saying, oh, you probably took your third base. But maybe ToD did see that one probe, and, the one drone make his way over to this third base, and that told him all he needed to know. We don't know exactly for sure. He's just assuming things right now, but Zenio could be doing a huge mind game. We know that is not the case. He is just safely going up on 3 bases, and ToD is going to be chrono boosting this Warp Gate research. When the Cyber Export does finish, we will find out that Overlord is headed right here, so he can suicide this Overlord in eventually to see, okay, what tech are you going? And a Stargate immediately gets produced and doesn't have any of these gases just yet. This one Overlord hasn't really seen anything fishy. We'll see when ToD ends up getting gas, because generally when you go Stargate play, you don't just sit on 2 gases, as this is a very gas-heavy build. We do have another pylon being built down here, though Overlord still just hanging in. Around 6:30, I think, is the time you would want to sacrifice your Overlords, because Warp Gate research does finish, like I said, around 7:30. So you do want to see if the gates are building. It looks like Zenio is just going to be trusting that ToD isn't doing any sort of all-in. And the Stargate play is very nice. We do have the third gas going down right now, not getting the fourth just yet. He is also researching this +1 melee attack, which is a little bit delayed. So this being a little bit delayed may be able enough to tell, oh, you had a lot of gas before and you're doing something a little bit odd, but that is all just, again, an assumption. Void Ray will be coming out, and the Void Ray is a great call, as I was saying, just because it kind of gives you control of this whole area of the map. So once the Void Ray and a Phoenix comes out and moves across the map, I assume for ToD to just go for his third base. I don't see him trying to win the game off of Stargate play. I think this is something just to establish map control and take the third, and if you send a bunch of Roaches at the third base, your Roaches are going to have a bad time, as my Void Ray and Phoenix will just slowly pick them off. And the Void Ray does make himself known, going to be killing off this one Overlord again. Zenio never really sacrifices Overlord. Does see this one gas morphing, and seeing that gas morph generally means this gas is already up. Unless, again, it is just some type of weird mind game, because you wouldn't place your gas in the one spot the Overlord could see. You'd want to hide it just to hide the gas timings. Void Ray made himself shown as he took the fourth gas, so Zenio not getting any real scouting information from that. Void Ray and Phoenix are going to be moving on. The Spore Call is already up by Zenio. And going to lift up the Queen in range of that Spore Call. A small mistake by ToD, and he will be getting out doing almost no damage whatsoever. We do have another Spore Caller being built, so that's the only damage he has done thus far, is forced a Spore Caller to be built. More Phoenixes are on the way. Going to see these Lings still do not have speed. This is pretty late for Lings to not have speed. They're about halfway done with that speed. And we do have that lair started and a lot of gas. He is going up on 6 gases already as that lair does more. I'm thinking he's going Mutalisks, but I don't think that's going to be a good call. Mutas on this map aren't really that good, because the Protoss, they have their main base just above the third base. So the Stalkers, when your Mutas go harass the third, they can just blink up into the main. You can't really hop between bases. So the only base they really have to worry about protecting is this natural. Other than that, with Blink, they can defend their third base and main very, very easily. So I don't agree with Mutas on this map, but it is looking like we do have Zenio going to be going into that Muta play. It is a very uncommon, and because of how uncommon it is, we don't see ToD preparing in the least bit for it. Doesn't have any Twilight Council to start that Blink. Going to his upgrades, his Stalkers don't have that shield upgrade, which you would generally start by now. That does help a lot against that Glaive Dwarf. And here we go, the Spire has started. And will ToD get to see this Spire? It is placed... where is it placed? Has to be right over here somewhere, doesn't it? Not under the Overlords. Oh, back here. That is such a small morph. There we go. Spire's building. We do have ToD trying to take his third base now. It is a little bit late to take the third. He was trying to do more damage with this Stargate play. Just didn't work out, and he will be taking the third base at about 12 minutes. I think he may have been able to sneak that out just a little bit earlier, but he does have the Observer out now, has Colossus building, and with the Colossus on this high ground, Lings are going to do nothing to this base. Just position the Colossus right here and easily defend this. And that Spire just about completed, and Zenio going to be building possibly 13 Mutas when that Spire finishes. Does he have the Larva, 20 Larva, and about 50 supply? So we will have Zenio now just massing those Mutas out, and may even be 14. Here we go, the Spire is complete. 15 Mutas plus the 1 air upgrade. Zenio is going to have a lot of Mutas at this 13-minute mark, and this will catch ToD completely off guard. These Phoenix not really doing all that much to this natural. You can see they never even came here, so didn't have a chance to scout this Spire. But ToD seeing all that gas mined, he may have an idea that it is going to be some type of Muta play, because all he's seen out on the field is minerals. Saw the late speed, doesn't see any upgrades on the Lings, doesn't see any Roaches built. So what is all the gas going to when you see these gases taken? He could just mass up a buttload of infestors right away, but generally that's not going to happen. We do have the Phoenix now coming in, sees the Spire complete. We do have the Twilight Council just about done, so maybe he does have a feeling the Muta's on the play, or this is just the time he generally wants to get Blink out in a normal game. Muta's coming in, dealing a lot of damage, going up to 13 probe kills already. Or 11 probe kills, my bad. I don't know where I saw 13 from. Voidroid now going to be taken out by these Mutas. And again, once this Blink does finish, the Stalkers will be able to protect the natural and the main. But that Blink hasn't even started yet. Hopefully he ends up getting that. We will have Templars come out. And additionally, that's another thing that's easy. You can keep Templars on your high ground, protect your main base, protect this base right here, and when the Mutas try to retreat, you can move the High Templar over here and get Storms. It's just not a good map to go Mutas on because of how clumped up the Protoss is in terms of his SimCity bases. But Zenio doing a huge Muta attack, and this is enough to catch any Protoss off guard, especially on a map where Mutas aren't that common. Observer here, just keep an eye on this base. Zenio building a lot of spines, so it looks like he is going to start transitioning into that base race kind of format and says, okay, I'm going to get enough spine claws where if you ever attack me, I'm going to have enough time to mass up whatever I want and be just safe. The Mutas are going to be coming in here. Phoenix now to do damage to those Mutas with Stalkers fourthed in. Lots of Mutas going down. Going to the worker kill, killing about 10 workers. Phoenix do get attacked by the Mutas. Another one coming out. And the Mutas going down very fast. They're on a retreat course, but stopping underneath Candace to kill more workers. Zenio building just pure Lings at this point. 40 on the way. And it looks like an Overseer is coming in. See Stalkers right here. Those Lings cannot do a run by. But Zenio is on 5 bases to ToD's just 3 bases. And those Phoenix do get pulled back to finish off the Overseer. 13 probes killed going in the workers. It is 42 to 96. Zenio almost having 100 drones going over to his econ right now. It is absolutely insane. Let's see if he is oversaturated. This base looks like it is fine. This base looks like it is fine. This third base is good. And this. So yes, Zenio is very fine on his drone saturation. Being at 100 workers almost just means you're going to have so much income. We do have Stalkers and Colossus moving out, but this means the Mutas and Lings just going to be running in here, going to be taking out that one cannon immediately, and now going to go after the Nexus and snipe this down. This is going to set ToD relatively far behind. If not, he's already behind, being at 38 workers to the 96 drones. Few Stalkers do pull back enough to kind of defend against this. Banelings being moved so they can just bust down walls and whatnot. Lots of Mutas going down. We do have Zenio making a huge mistake, leaving these Mutas just here to get killed by the Phoenix. And that is not many Mutas left, but Lings and Banelings are still alive. We do have ToD now going up into the natural, and it looks like ToD doing okay on this base race, but Zenio still somehow maxed despite losing his Mutaflock. Is reproducing 11 right now. He just had so much banked up before this base race that, well, he can build 200 twice, which was amazing. Muta's coming in, going to try to tug it down these Stalkers, but some nice blinking going off by ToD. Banelings coming in, though, taking out a few of them. And once these Stalkers do go down, Zenio does have more Mutas. Those Colossus aren't going to be able to do a thing. So Zenio pulling ahead right now. Those Colossus are going to go down, and that is huge, but more Stalkers do blink underneath. And the Mutas are forced to retreat. We do have Zenio, though. Plenty of spines, plenty of Lings over at this base. If he takes out the Colossus, then he doesn't have to worry about the Stalkers nearly as much. They are at 2-0, but the Lings, they are at 2-1 now. So Zenio has caught up on that melee upgrades. And, well, also has plenty of spine crawlers over at that one base. ToD is down to 39 probes, just mining off of this one base, pretty much his main. Well, it still has some left. You can see, though, Zenio about double the income right now. And the Muta's going to come in, now just tug it down. Stalker's going to, I thought he was going to go after the Stalkers individually, but he almost passed them. Now he's going to take out these cannons. Could just take out the one Artosis pylon and not worry about the cannons, but not going to worry about that too much. Stalkers coming in here. This one Nexus is going to be falling thanks to those Lings. And now ToD is no longer mining. I guess you can say this base, but there is a Ling run by going on The probe kill count is 57, 20 left on the field. And the lane's going to try to take out this Nexus, but that is not going to happen. Zenio ninjing a base way down here just because, again, he's just it's in base race. So if he has a base down here and the Stalkers and Colossus are up here, this is the furthest possible base away. So he's going to be taking this. It wouldn't surprise me if he takes like this one next and just starts scattering his bases around, making sure the Stalkers have to walk a long, long distance to get to each base, which then the Colossus may be left unprotected, as you see right now, where the Mutas come in and sweep up the Colossus. No, they won't. 50-some Lings on the way. It looks like he's still going to be going with this harassment, despite there not being any income whatsoever for ToD, and ToD is going to be pulling back because he doesn't want to let all his buildings die. And this is just going to allow Zenio to get up what he needs going up into his main base. He is not starting on that hive. He is just very happy at his lair tech. Going to get more Mutas out going into these upgrades. 2-0 versus, let's see, what are the Mutas at? 2-0 as well. And now ToD's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to attack at two places. He has not rebuilt his base, so he is being revealed. We do have Stalkers waiting here, but he is waiting for those Colossus that are just taking a break. I don't have no clue why, because the Colossus would be able to take out these Spine Crawlers, staying out of range. There we go. Colossus now deciding it is time to move, but more and more is coming out from Zenio. And I don't know if ToD could pull this off going into this army tab. You can see 110 versus 77. So if ToD manages to hold on, it is all because Zenio just had too many workers. But Banelings are being morphed, and that could be a questionable call. It all comes down to the sentry control of ToD, but he only has enough for 2 force fields. And those Stalkers are going to have to start splitting up. The sentries in the back cannot put force fields down. There it goes, just splitting off a few, but those Stalkers in a lot of trouble. Colossus do get picked off due to the Stalkers having to retreat, and that was such a good move by Zenio, forcing those Stalkers, Colossus to be naked, and ToD just leaves the game. He is not too happy about that. Maybe he's not happy about this Muta play, because we can look at like the 11-minute mark. Let's see, if we just go to just before the Spire is complete, we can look at his defense. This is 12 minutes in the game. He's got 2 Roaches and 39 Lings out. That is definitely a little bit risky, especially because the Protoss 7 gate would have hit around 8 minutes. So that's 4 minutes after that would have hit. So what does Zenio see? There's got to be something that just tells Zenio that what build ToD is going for that I did completely missed out on. Maybe it was this late Forge research, saying, okay, that's not researching immediately. So since that's not researching immediately, it's not going to be finished at the 7-minute mark. It's generally that is done around the same time Warp Gates is, which is around 7:30. It's 8 minutes, and this is halfway. So maybe that's what tipped him off, saying, okay, it's not going to be any type of gateway pressure. He started this Forge so late, and maybe that told him it was going to be the Stargate play. That would be my best guess. That's why we have, at the 8-minute mark, 8 Lings out on the map, right here. Because this was risky for Zenio to do. I mean, when you have banked, no, that was like 1,600. Let's see, when did those Mutas get built? 15 Mutas and upgrades, so that's banking 1,600 at the 13-minute mark, or the 12:30-ish minute mark. That is definitely risky, and what an excellent read by Zenio. And yeah, that was, like I said, ToD not happy about that. He definitely needed to put on pressure, as you could see that Zenio was just banking on, well, he's not going to attack me, so I should be good. And I think it comes down to Zenio reading that late Forge upgrade, and ToD not reading that late speed. But then again, could be thinking Roach speed is coming out. It is relatively common to rush up to a lair, and then while your lair is building, get Ling speed, and then as soon as possible get Roach speed. And that is like the Stefano style. But still, I think it would be done around 8:30. I think is when Stefano finishes his speed. But anyways, let's go up into SE2 gears and take a look at Zenio's injecting. I won't be doing too much SE2 gears analysis on these replays just because, well, we got 13 or 12 games to cast of this replay pack, and then after the replay pack, we're not done. We have Desro vs TLO, IPL, and White Raw versus Ret to cast. So this weekend, definitely going to be a lot of cast being produced. And also, you will notice I won't have ads on my YouTube channel for the next week to a month. I'm undergoing a different partnership, and once that happens, well, hopefully things will be better. We do have a 7.4 second inject gap. Zenio not doing the best job. I don't think he used any tumors. No, he didn't use any tumors in this early stages of the game, so being at 7.4 is just sloppy by him. We have seen 5.4 before. Oh, wait. Whoa. Why am I on that game? Do I have only the ZVZs? What? Zenio? The story, please. RC.ToD. Matchup. Why do I not see this game here? I'm just going to load up all my replays because apparently it wasn't in the Team Liquid Weekly 32 folder, which doesn't make sense to me because I didn't move it out of here. So we will find the game. Sorry about that. That was bizarre. Okay, well, I just loaded up every single replay I have, and for some reason, it's not showing me this game. So we won't be able to do SC2 Gears analysis. I don't know where the replay file went, but my SC2 Gears is not picking it up. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the cast. Take care, and Saturday, Sunday, be ready for lots of videos.